Bella and I, we've hung out so many times.
We're really comfortable
We're
with each
so
other.
comfortable with each other. You know when you're in a relationship and you just don't have to talk?
Uh-huh.
Isn't that the best?
Uh-huh.
Well, we're just gonna have a moment and eat.
Technically, your first instinct when you read something is the most natural, and that will forever be the most natural thing you can do. Because I don't know what I'm gonna say in 5 minutes from now. So if I already know what I'm gonna say while you're talking to me, that is not real.
My favorite person is here, Bella
She's
Thorne.
back, baby.
She is back. And you're not just my favorite person because I get to eat. You're the only person that we get to order room service for.
Oh, I love it.
Thank you so much, Bella, for coming in.
Thank you for having me. I literally walked in and was like, oh my gosh, what is this gourmet feast? Is this all for me?
Well, you know, you've come to be that, you know, you come in here so often. You have 100 million projects going on. So we want to make sure you're fed when you're doing press and doing all this. We got to take care of you. And the last time you were in here, not only did we feed you, but you were upset that you weren't on the Young Hollywood pillow. It's always a good day when Bella Thorne comes because I get food.
You know what? It's always a bad day when you realize that you're not on the famous pillow. I'm
Call
a
us
little
out.
offended.
Do it. I know.
Honestly,
Bella came in and she's
I'm a little offended.
And she's like, Zendaya's on the pillow and I'm not on the pillow.
You can't get one without the other.
We'll just do one big Bella picture on the back.
I
Would that
actually
make up
think
for
that's
it?
a much better idea.
I
So-
see I'm still not on there. I'm still upset about it.
Yeah, well, we've done a little work. We've got a mock-up, but we just want to make sure that you're okay with it because you said you were going to send us pictures from your iPhone of your favorites, and you didn't. So we just sort of like went ahead and just did whatever. And this is how you're gonna look. Anyway, that's picture one. There's another one back here.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's
Yeah.
the one behind you here. So what we're thinking is just having like Bella all over the couch.
I think honestly the best way to do it is to like put it here like this, and that like when you walk in, it should just be like that.
it just should be you.
Yeah, no.
And we should just get rid of that.
Yeah, I mean.
Didn't you call Greg, your loved one, Harry Potter recently?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Did you see those photos of him? He wears his glasses.
Let's talk about that. How's Harry Potter?
He's good. I always tell him to wear his glasses because I love the glasses, but usually he wears like contacts. I make him wear his glasses more.
It's kind of like a sexy hot thing.
It's
like
so cute. It's so cute. I love it.
You guys are so cute. I've been following you all. I feel like I spent the summer with you, Bella. I really do. Between the two of you, I love it.
Forget about the destination. I only think about steps.
2 males, 2 females. I need to know about the girl.
She said agoraphobia. Going back to the van.
No loose ends, right?
So should we dig in and talk about Big Sky?
Okay.
It's 10 in the morning, by the way.
Yeah, it's like 10.
But just,
I'm
I mean, that obviously doesn't stop you. First of all, nobody is ever gonna, that's a lovely look. No one's ever gonna pigeonhole you. Like, you've played so many different roles in the last couple of years.
Thank you.
Comedy, like drama, this is thriller. I know you've got Amityville Horror coming out. I mean, how has this sort of been different than anything, you've done to date?
Well, I've never played anyone with any type of like disease, so this is very, very different for me. It was interesting because it's very hard to play. To be honest, this is probably one of the hardest roles I've ever done.
Really?
Because there's not much written about it. So it's a problem when you're looking up, stuff, and I don't know anybody who's agoraphobic, and usually you like pull from experiences or people
Right.
and their experiences, and it was really hard to find anyone that would talk about it. So I went on YouTube, I tried to look up movies, and the movies didn't really do a good job, and then I went on YouTube, and the people and all the videos that have it were saying that the movies don't do a good job, and that they don't like explain the disease well, and it it's basically they need someone to do it for them. And doctors don't really know what to say about it. They don't know how to help these people. And it's really scary living your whole life inside your, just your room. So I wanted to do this movie to basically show people what it is and what it's like, since it's so hard to understand. I hope we do a good job. I haven't seen it yet.
I thought
Really?
you did a
like
great
it?
job.
Did you like it? But did it
I'd high
explain
five
it
you,
well?
but I have greasy hands.
It's okay. Boom.
You have a bike?
Take you anywhere you gotta go.
It's okay, miss. Sky's our friend. What's going on here?
You've been working a ton. I mean, I know you've worked back to back to back, something like 7 movies in the last year. You probably don't get a ton of time to prepare or research. I don't know how your preparation was, but it just seems to me, I'm gonna give some props here. You make it look so easy.
No, it's not easy.
No, you do. You make it look really easy. It's a really dark role. It was perfectly, you played it perfectly. It wasn't like overplayed, it wasn't underplayed, it was just very real.
Thank you.
And so for you, like I said, going from different genre to genre to genre, how much time do you have and how do you sort of like quickly
Whip into it?
Yeah.
Luckily, when you go to horror, it's pretty easy. And if you go to horror to drama, it's also pretty easy because a lot of parts about horror are drama. So that's
But what about drama to horror or comedy?
No, comedy. I just had a director session for a film that I like am so obsessed with, and it's comedy. And honestly, it was hard. I wanted it so bad, and like I knew that I hadn't done comedy in a long time, so I like really studied it, and I over rehearsed it, and I knew that that was gonna mess me up. It's hard. I thought it wouldn't be that hard, but it is. It's really hard to like, you know, do a year or two of drama and then be thrown into a comedy all of a sudden.
Right.
Luckily, if the film was like dry humor, my humor is very dry, so it would have been easier for me, but it wasn't. It was like big, funny humor, like, you know, Adam Sandler type humor. And so that really made me mad, really mad, like the Hulk mad. And so yeah, it's hard. I haven't done a comedy since The Duff, so now I've only been doing dramas.
So the whole thing about you said about like you can over rehearse. How do you know like
That you over rehearse?
Yeah.
It depends. Like technically your first instinct when you read something is the most natural, and that will forever be the most natural thing you can do, because I don't know what I'm gonna say in 5 minutes from now. So if I already know what I'm gonna say while you're talking to me, that is not real. Whether you know your lines or not, that's not real. And it's not. So really to be like, you know, method acting, like technically the first time you read it, and then like you should read it again maybe 3 times, that's like your most natural. And if you go over, for me personally, a lot of people work different ways, and actors like write their lines instead of reading them off the script. People have different ways. That's my way, is to read it like 3 times, to go with my first instinct on it, and to not mess with it, to let the director mess with it. Because if you go in with too hard of a head on what you want your character to look like, you have to realize that it's not only your character, it's the director's character and the writer's character, and they have probably a lot of different ideas of what they want to put in and make you, you know, this interesting character. And you have those discussions on set always. That's when really things go right, because you really have to work together to get something good that everyone likes.
Kira Sedgwick too, playing mom, is such an incredible actress. One of the other themes of this movie is kind of like shedding your old self and becoming like a new person, and confronting, you know, old things. Have you had that moment in your life? Have you had like a sort of like, this is my former self and this is sort of like my new self? I would think maybe through your career that might have happened, going from like
Yes, but not like a, you know, you wake up one day and you're a different person. I think it doesn't happen like that. I mean, at least for me it didn't. For me, like, I was growing up on Shake It Up, and it's hard to grow up on a TV show in the spotlight, to be honest, when you're, you know, 13, 14, 15. Those are like the real important ages that everything leaves a mark on you forever. And so then I was like, you know, I was really trying to impress people and be well liked and be very funny and like, you know, really good and work even harder than I should and, you know, really go for it, which is great. It's a great attitude to have. But then I realized that I was like too worried about being dressed a certain way for other people's image of what they wanted for me, and, you know, everything else that everyone wanted, I was trying to be that. And then I realized that it wasn't a good idea. It shouldn't have been me. And right when I got off the show, I think I kind of came into my own a bit more, and I came into like my attitude and everything about me. I think I got right after I came off Shake It Up.
Okay, and last but not least, I know you love Christian Bale. We've talked about this. You've done so many different roles, like I said, in the last couple of years. Give me your dream role and dream lead actor that you're acting opposite. Just throw out a couple.
Okay, dream role, a girl that is lost, that's a coming of age story. She's really lost herself, but she's sarcastic and very, you know, her dry humor is very funny, and she's deep she's harsh, I think, in her opinions, and she's very afraid to show people her real emotions. She doesn't let it out easy. And it should be like a dramedy, funny drama. And lead actor, okay, somebody who played with my mom would be Julianne Moore. She's amazing.
Amazing.
And
oh yeah, she definitely, I could see that for sure.
my brother would be Cameron Monaghan. My love interest would be maybe Nat Wolff or Jack Kilmer. And then my dad would be, I don't have a dad. She lost her dad. We're not going with the dad.
I could, cousin? Second cousin?
And you, with your Chanel bags. You're coming in there.
I love it. Always great to have you here.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited. Now I'm going to stuff my face even more than I have on camera.
Thank you for coming in, because then, you know, I get fed. It's the only time I get fed at Young Hollywood. Otherwise, they just, you know, keep me on the couch and on a leash, and I never get to leave.
Wow.
So it's great.
That sounds terrible.
Well, Bella and I, we've hung out so many times.
We're really comfortable
We're
with
so
each other.
comfortable with each other. You know when you're in a relationship and you just don't have to talk?
Uh-huh.
Isn't that the best?
Uh-huh.
Well, we're just gonna have a moment and eat. And we're just gonna, you know, be like, just be.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
When are we getting started on that chocolate cake? Does anybody want
You
some?
wanna start? You wanna start?
I do want some chocolate cake, although I don't really like chocolate. I will eat some today.
You know, feel free that if you don't want that, I'll probably have your piece. You can have my pickles and I'll have your chocolate cake.
Okay.
So what do you think? Are you pretending to eat it?
I think it's good, but it's gonna be
really
even better
good.
with this raspberry.
What would you like next time, by the way?
Vanilla cake.
Vanilla cake. These will not be paper.
Thank you for making this happen for me.
Anytime. Any last requests?
This one, and maybe you just show everybody else's face, but also have one of them like this. When people come in here,
Okay.
like not just me, like I'm gonna go watch your guys' interviews.
And you're gonna make sure?
And then I'm gonna make sure that there's one of them at least.
Okay.
Because that's what you guys have done to me. You've embarrassed me that much by not putting me on the pillow originally, that now I need my own one.
Listen, I'm gonna make it happen for you.
Thank you.
I know you dream about it every night.